Perfect.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the latest episode of Same Mom, Different Dads. I'm Julian.
I'm Coty.
And, we're back and we have a new guest with us. We have someone in the building that's like an extraordinaire, does everything.
Yeah.
Can you calm down for a second?
Has on a hat, but wears multiple hats.
Multiple hats. Executive matchmaker, a producer, a podcast host.
Dating coach.
No, hold on. On a date, kind of nervous. That's the name of your podcast.
Yes,
sorry.
Yeah.
A little blank out there. Like you literally do everything.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you don't do?
We'll get into that.
Okay. Anyway, this is J LAMAR.
Welcome, J LAMAR.
Yeah.
Snaps.
Can I say that I love that you get it? I feel like a lot of people that I don't want to say necessarily like meet us together, but like you get us individually and you get us like together.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't, and I don't get that sometimes, but you really get it. Like you understand like the little shade that we have. You understand like our connection. Like, so thank you for that. Like you really understand us.
Well, I mean, I have 3 brothers. So
Okay.
And I was like, prior to me moving away, like I was always with my brothers. Like they are like my best friends. I love them so much. So I understand y'all dynamic, and then I understand when like y'all are out by yourselves, and I'll ask you like, did y'all fall out? Like
Every time we see him individually, he says, "Did y'all fall
Did y'all
out?"
fall out?
And it
Y'all not
gets
talking
me
today?
every time.
It's like, y'all need y'all space.
and I told him one day, I was like, "It might be yes one day."
Right.
Right? Yeah.
And I'm gonna pull you to the side. We're gonna talk about it.
He didn't talk to me. Well, we both didn't talk to each other for like a good 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, we live together.
Oh, it was real petty over there.
Didn't say
Real
shit.
petty. Yeah. But anyway, is everybody doing fine? Like, we just wrapped up Pride. June was Pride Month. It was your birthday. It was Mom's birthday.
It was so much.
And then last weekend, we had Black LA Pride. I'm tired. Like,
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. So how was your Pride?
My Pride season was great. It was absolutely amazing. It was a great Pride season.
What was the highlight?
I think I think being in the WeHo Pride Parade.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, for the second year in a row. I think that was like my highlight.
You got your steps in?
I got my steps in, and it's just always just, I guess, like seeing that sense of community, like walking in the parade, and then seeing everybody from like all different walks of life. You see family, you see so many allies. It felt great. It felt like a huge sense of community. So I loved it.
Last year, my mom and I were in the crowd. We weren't in the parade, but like the energy, it was top
That's
tier.
so dope.
I've never been to a parade.
My mom and I showed her how to crack a fan, so that was a little pride.
Now my mama popping fans.
And she'll pop a bitch too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Period. You need to be popped. So you are a dating guru.
I am.
And you are you're into astrology, right?
I am.
Yeah, you always talk about it. So what's your big 3?
My Taurus, Gemini, Aries.
It's a lot
Really?
going on.
It's a lot going on.
That's why I like you. Like, I love the chaotic
It's a lot going
placements.
Yeah, no wonder why you're so fun.
Yeah.
on. And I didn't know that until probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
And mind you, I don't want to date a Gemini.
Nobody
I don't
needs to
wanna
date a Gemini.
A Aries. So
We could talk about that.
let's get into it.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to date an Aries?
You know what? I think y'all are much better friends to me. So I'm gonna take a light on you for the moment because this is your podcast. But when you come on mine,
Yeah,
it'll be like
absolutely.
That. But appreciate the space that you put me in, though. Thank you. But I feel like Aries to me are like very y'all are super detail oriented. And I feel like love-wise, y'all are all over the place. So it's kind of weird because like in y'all personal and professional life, baby, y'all got it to a T. When it comes to love, y'all all over the place.
Okay, we'll talk about this a little bit later.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because we
I
have this
some-
worked into some.
Because I'm about to get all the free dating advice that I can.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It needs it.
So do you. 'Cause are you single?
I'm a satisfied single.
Who said I wasn't satisfied?
Are you?
Who said I wasn't?
The tone speaks for itself.
Let's keep it moving.
Are you asking, right? Are you asking me or yourself?
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
All right. Well, keeping it moving, we like to start off our guest with a series of this or that questions, a little either or.
Okay.
So a little lightning round, if you will. So
Are
we
you
can-
nervous?
No.
Okay.
Break
Nothing
off
about
in-
you guys makes me nervous.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm warm.
You are. You are. You know you're my favorite. Yeah. Never mind.
I literally have.
All right. Anyway.
I have no qualms.
All right. So we're gonna start with just like discussions in between are fine, but let's keep it moving. Growing up, BET or MTV?
BET, 106 in Park, every day after school. Every day. And like
Okay.
TRL, we would like kind of go back and forth. Like when BET, 106 in Park would go on commercial, we would switch to TRL. You know they came on like around the same time.
Yeah. For me, it was always MTV. I love the programming more on MTV.
Really?
Yeah.
I grew up
Like
in
I always like wanted to be like on Next or like Room Raiders, The Real World. Like I've always wanted to be on those.
Now,
shows.
don't get me wrong. Some of my shows, like My Super Sweet 16 and Pimp My Ride.
Yeah.
And remember Making the Video.
Making the band.
And like those were some of my shows, but BET
BET.
just always BET brought that heat back in the day.
Yeah, you give me Miss Sita.
Yeah.
All right. Chapel on a Friday or trunks on a Sunday?
You know what? This new chapel, shout out to Brandon Anthony. This new chapel on Friday nights, you don't want to leave.
She's the spot.
I am so mad. Literally, I look at my watch every day. They shut on every Friday. They turn the lights on at like 1:35.
They do end it early.
You know, that's really like Abby thing though. Like they
Yeah.
even do that on the other side sometimes, and sometimes they've cut the music at like 1:45 and shit.
No, it'd be early. It'd be
Yeah.
like 1:20 the lights come on, and then 1:35 the last song and we out.
So you already know if you're about to sweat your weave out, girl, you better hit your little blots at about 1:15, 1:20.
Yeah, but that let out.
because that'd be like a good 2 hours after.
I don't know about y'all, but I am a let out gal. I love a let out. Like
in the street.
and they be in the street
Yeah,
for real.
literally.
Spilling over. I love a let out. Growing up or living in Atlanta throughout my 20s, I would look forward to let out. So like if I didn't go to the club, I would still parking lot pimp and go to the let out.
Okay. Okay, go to the let out.
So you be pulling?
Do I pull?
That was the question.
Because that really is the time.
Is that a question?
That was the question.
To
Yeah.
test your line out low
Yeah.
key at the let out, like, right, you know.
The let out is when you close the deal.
Yeah,
you
we
walk
was-
in the room, you make your connections, you hug, you kiss. But the let out is where you figure out who you're really going home with.
Absolutely.
I have one
and it
of
might be
those
a
in my
completely
hand.
new person from it's someone that you like didn't even see inside.
Yeah. I've seen you multiple times. Yeah.
Next, this or that question.
Our guests kind of what notice a pattern of your behavior.
What's the pattern? What's the pattern? There's no pattern.
Nothing, yeah.
Would you would you rather have a homophobic son or a DL partner?
What kind of question is that?
Just answer the question.
It's the lack of breathing.
Right? I was like, oh my God, a DL partner?
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a DL partner before?
I think we all have.
No,
You've never had it ever?
I was a DO one for a second.
You were?
Oh, no, you
Yeah.
wasn't.
Get off my phone. Shut up.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I think we've all had experiences with DL men, knowingly and unknowingly.
I have. I recently got blocked by my DL, but
Why? What happened?
you DL.
I mean, did you cross a line?
Oh,
Because
no,
you know
no,
they
no.
have certain boundaries.
No.
Right.
We like the last time I saw him, like we were good, but you know, you just
DL men are very interesting.
Shout out to him if you're watching.
he blocked you.
Treat my sister right.
Anyways,
So you block them when they off.
I would have. If for a DL man to block you, you had to have done something.
no. Okay, I don't want to like go into too much detail, but we're good. He's
Okay.
just.
Just DL.
He
Huh?
like
I'll tell you off camera. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Foreplay or straight to it?
Foreplay.
yeah.
Yes.
Why is that?
I enjoy the intimacy of sex.
Ooh, okay.
So like I don't have very many like one night stands, but I enjoy like the intimacy of sex. So I feel like you really feel the intimacy of in that experience. You feel that during foreplay, opposed to just going straight to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all like just like straight to
No,
it.
'cause I'm gonna eat it first.
I don't.
Oh.
Right.
Oh,
you know, things got to be done with the mouth first. You got to lick it before you stick it.
Yeah.
And
So do y'all both lick and suck, or just
See,
like
we don't talk about that.
Oh, y'all not on this podcast?
No,
But-
not right now.
right.
we can talk about that off camera.
Oh, okay. This is a PG podcast.
Or if you subscribe to our other page,
Well,
on Blake.
it's not X-rated.
Okay.
But
No,
You
it's
ever talk about
R.
sex?
It's R.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Foreplay is a must. You got to do it before. Anyway.
You have to. I
You,
can't.
you have to. And I mean, like back in the day, you know, when I was a little young one, I could have just, you know, I'll walk in and we can
Not a
get it
young
popping.
one.
But now that I'm a little older, I gotta. Who am I with? You know, for
Yeah.
a little bit. You know.
And I taste sweet. Like I like the way I taste.
do?
So
How
I
you know
know.
You
can
taste yourself?
it? Yeah.
Y'all haven't tasted yourself?
You put it in a jar too, huh? Save
Yeah,
it for
come
later.
on now, grow up. How old are you? Never tasted yourself? Like not in. You ever let
Like
somebody eat you
indirectly.
out or somebody suck you off and then like you kiss them?
Yeah, but I've never
Yeah.
like paid attention to it.
Oh, I have.
Really?
Because it's kind of like your little feedback to yourself.
Yeah.
like, you
it's
know,
like, oh, that-
let me know what I'm
that
giving.
raspberry
Oh,
fluid. I like that.
you use your lavender essential oil.
I do.
He said, why am I calming? Lastly, LL Cool J or Method Man?
The new Method Man?
The new Method Man. Where they are today.
You know what? Oh, that's a hard one. I'm going to say LL Cool J.
Really?
Yes. Because my weakness is like a smooth man. Like just like
Oh.
just smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't
Oh,
gotta do
okay,
too much.
okay.
Can look at you and just LL Cool J is so smooth.
Oh, I thought you meant like
Yeah,
hairless.
that's what I
Oh,
thought too.
hairless. Oh no.
Yeah.
We're not. We're not talking about.
So I was
yeah.
like, the discrimination.
No, just like a smooth OG personality. And
Yeah.
I feel like
Keep licking them lips.
I'm down for Method. I'm down for Method Man.
Now this new, I ain't gonna say. Now I would let Method Man hit.
Okay.
Would he?
okay.
Yes. Why wouldn't he? Would you let Method Man hit?
Yeah.
He's not interested in me.
If he was.
So
If he said jump, I'll say how high, like the movie.
Sure will.
Curious. And speaking of music legends, really, this was it last weekend or something? But we did have the BET Awards, the 24th BET Awards that happened, and there was a lot of. Okay, so I don't have cable. Like we don't have cable, and I remember like literally having to have cable to watch the BET Awards, and it used to be like a really big thing.
Yeah.
I feel like this year it kind of was a really big thing.
It was a big
again,
deal.
especially with like the Usher tribute and the entire conversation around his tribute and how there were only women that paid tribute to him, which I thought was a really great creative move. Just seeing that perspective, but Coty did bring up a really good point about it, of how like it dodged the conversation of who is the king of R&B. So what are your thoughts about this year's BET Awards and the Usher tribute?
I was in the building for the BET Awards.
Period.
And it was a phenomenal show. It was one of the best shows that I've been to of theirs. I've been to quite a few, and it was one of the best ones. The energy in the room was like no other. Everybody was just like happy and excited, and the vibe was just good. And then people were looking forward to, you know, so many different people, but the Usher tribute, I think everybody in our age group was like, which I feel like pretty much right now, like that's us.
Yeah.
25.
Where?
Who?
Young.
This wasn't a podcast that we lie?
No.
Oh, okay.
We just don't tell all the truth.
White
No.
lies.
But no, it was great. The Usher tribute was.
You didn't like it.
I'm not gonna say I didn't like it. I really. First off, the girls.
They ate down. Chloe, she
Yeah.
really delivered.
Chloe delivered. Keke Palmer delivered.
Keke
Like
Palmer.
when Keke Palmer came out, like we all started screaming, not knowing it was Keke. Victoria Monet and Tiana Taylor.
That
Stole
was
the show.
like-
disgusting. That was
ate
so
down.
good.
Tinashe, I would not change anybody that performed at the other Usher tribute except for Childish Gambino.
I was just.
I said, first off, the vocals were amazing, but him and those sandals, I ain't never seen Usher dance in those sandals. I was like,
Yeah.
why he could have changed his outfit?
But it's a tribute. It's not.
put on an
did.
Usher. Everybody else had on more like an Usher ensemble. I feel like I could have did without him. I do wish though that Usher would have had Jacquees.
Who?
Eric Bellinger. There are so many
Who?
people. Vito. I think
No, I
that
mean, like,
Jacquees?
there's a lot
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
R&B male acts that could have been
Yeah.
called on, but especially with like Usher and Chris Brown, I feel like it's so controversial when we try to bring up other names into the conversation because of like they were saying, well, who's gonna go against Usher in a verses, or who's the king of R&B, and you had like Jacquees doing that. So I feel
But
like
how do you
it
go
was a
against
smart.
somebody for like during a tribute? Because I feel like
What was that? I'm sorry.
how do you go against somebody during their tribute? There's no going against them. You're singing their song.
No,
Like,
not
what I-
going against. I just mean like people running their mouths and turning and ruining a moment
Okay, yeah. Oh,
with the
yeah.
public opinion, like which normally does happen.
So you think doing the all girls, which are all phenomenal, you think doing that was like safe?
Yes, I feel like it was a very safe hit.
So who would have wanted to see do the Usher tribute that could have like gave you what the ladies did
I
with the vocal?
I think with the keeping the ladies, I would have just have loved to have seen like
Someone
a
that-
guy, then a girl, then a guy, then a girl. So
okay,
like,
okay.
I would have loved to have seen. I think Vito is a phenomenal singer. Would love to have seen Chris Brown. What's his name? Avery Wilson. Would have loved to have seen Avery Wilson, and just like go back and forth, keeping the girls, but like going back and forth with guys.
You know what I found really interesting or just weird? How there was like the whole spot, the commercial for that was promoting the tribute, and you had like all these guys in there. Like Duran was one of them.
Yeah.
But like, why would they ask them to do those commercials if they weren't a part of it? Which was really weird. Like, did they?
I didn't think about that because I thought Duran was performing because I
Yeah,
thought he was.
yeah. But it was just that was just kind of weird, you know. And like, why would they agree to that? Did they know that they weren't going to be a part of the tribute, or like, you know, like why
We
would you
gotta
be in
ask
the Usher?
streets.
The streets?
We gotta ask.
What
the
are they?
streets.
Yeah, what are they saying?
I'll
Word
report- I'll report
word
out
on the
for streets
curb.
speaking, 'cause I thought about that too. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Interesting.
It was interesting to see the crowd and the masses react to Victoria Monet and Tiana Taylor have their moment together, because that went over everyone's head and everyone was here for it. But I mean, the conversation always, if it's two men, it's not going to be received the same way. And it never, well, I won't say never, but it almost will never be.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the industry is not ready for that. Because I think that if it had been, because I remember last year with was that last year or year before last, with Lil Nas X,
Right?
when him and his dancer, they kissed and they were dancing. I was in the room for that, and you did see a lot of people that, like a lot of guys that were just like shifting and uncomfortable watching that.
Why is that? Like, it baffles me of how like straight people are just so bothered, just like so bothered
And not
by
all
it.
straight people, it's just I'll say some straight people.
Yeah,
But
We
it's
have our
like,
allies.
it's like two girls together is still homosexual.
They don't feel like that.
So why is it that when it's two men?
Because when I say everybody, the women, the men, the gays, the straights, everybody's mouth was just watering watching them roll around that ground together. I mean, I am.
mine too.
Me too. I'm not even interested in coochie.
Right.
But I was like, if they put me in the
I would
middle,
take- I would
be okay.
If they wanted to serve me theirs, I would eat it. Like, you know, I would.
Do you know how to eat coochie?
I mean, if I could eat booty, I could eat coochie. Like, you know,
Why are you whispering?
I don't know. Just, I just don't know how I feel about answering that on the pod. But you know, a question is a question. But one thing that was a shot in the dark was Angela Simmons' gun purse.
not a shot in the dark.
That was very. I don't know. I was kind of shocked by that.
It was just tone deaf as hell.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Like-
and then her pointing it at the camera.
It's not
just very,
funny.
yeah, it's very cringe, but also like she is going viral too for her stuffed Oreo. I mean, fried Oreos little
yeah.
thing. But also Keke Palmer brought up the fact like, can we just let people be themselves and like let
What was the
people be
point of that?
cringe?
Was that a commercial?
It's she's gonna have stuffed Oreos with Slutty Vegan. It's like a collab with them, and that was just to promote it.
Oh, that makes sense.
That I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah,
There's
but
a reason behind it.
Right.
She ain't just in a tub full of Oreos wasting Oreos.
exactly.
Okay.
Now it's just the gun purse
Yeah.
to an event in an arena. Like that's.
I don't know. That shouldn't have happened. Especially the fact that like people were pointing out that like she lost her son's father to gun violence, and then just in general the way that this country is with guns, like the lack of gun control, and just like in the culture, like the Black culture, like
in an election year.
Yeah. I don't think it was wise, but I don't think it was intentional either.
I totally agree.
I do
with
have
that.
a question for y'all.
that wasn't a moment though. That was not a fashion moment.
No, that was not a fashion. It was a flop. But if y'all had to sit in a bathtub full of cookies, what type of cookies would it be?
Chocolate chip.
Come on, chocolate chip.
Moving on, because
I would do Teddy Grahams.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cute. That's cute. You give Teddy Graham. Okay.
Going back to R&B singers, there is a specific male R&B singer that kind of circulates when it comes to being sexually experimental, and he was talking about an act of like getting your dick sucked, and he said if you do it like more than twice, you're gay.
Who is this?
Tank.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to name it. Well, maybe we just won't put that in the trailer. He go to my gym, and we're like a little on like high and by terms.
So he's watching?
Yeah. It's my boy.
Hey, Tank. I only want to do it once.
You what?
You think one? So how many times until you're gay? Until you know, like.
I mean, you can be bisexual and get your get your dick sucked twice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You can be bisexual and get your dick sucked 20 times. Like, I don't think getting your dick sucked defines you as just like gay. You just bi.
So what about like how do you feel about like straight dudes on Grindr where they're like straight like for a bottom? Like, do you think they could still be straight and looking for a bottom, or are you bi and looking for a bottom?
Sweetie, anybody, any man that is looking for another man is not straight. I do want to like. I have big respects for the bisexual community because I definitely feel like there are times where they are like demeaned because they do prefer both. So I have mad respect for the bisexual community because people are really bisexual. They really like both. So I don't think you have to be defined as one thing because you like your dick sucked and you're a man, or you like to plow through bottoms and you're a man, but you also like to have coochie.
Not plow.
Right.
Not
Plow.
Are you speaking from personal experience?
Yeah.
Dead. Now, us aunties up here at cackling, but the auntie podcast dropped on Sunday. Did you watch or did you see the clips?
I seen the clips.
We watched.
I loved it.
And
I loved it.
Remind me to tell y'all a story when we're done filming.
Okay.
All right. It was entirely gag worthy the entire time, but there's one thing that I do want to highlight in terms of dating, because you are a dating guru. There was a part where the game said that they asked him, how much is it appropriate for you to send someone money if they ask for lunch money? So if his girl's like, yo, like I'm going to lunch, they're like, how much would you send? He said 500 is pretty standard. What would you say is standard?
I mean, he's like a millionaire, so
Right.
I think even if you're a millionaire,
500
That's
is so
too
much.
much.
I think if somebody asked for lunch money, I would say $50.
yeah, I was gonna say that too.
I would say $50.
Because like at that point, anything more than that, I'm gonna go to lunch with you. We're
Yeah.
gonna sit down.
Yeah.
We're gonna
I'm paying
enjoy
for
Because
the
if
time now,
if it's
too,
that
as well.
high quality of a meal, we should be sitting
Yeah,
down.
but even $50 for lunch is
Standard.
expensive in some sort of way.
True. But
Yeah.
if you're gonna get ordered, it's gonna be like 40.
Yeah, but I think $50. I think that's appropriate. I will tell you who the celebrity is later, but I went to a bar in West Hollywood, not a gay bar, just like a regular bar, and was sitting there, and the guy walked up, and we were like, I said, "What's your zodiac sign?" We started talking about.
Ooh, not the jewelry coming off.
This is my ring. We were talking about relationships and dating, and he said that he spends on a minimum $1,200 on each date. He's newly single. He's recently divorced, but he said he spends $1,200. I did not know who he was at the time. We had great conversation, but I told him, I was like, you need to save your money. He was like, no, I got money. I was like, yeah, but $1,200 per date. And he would say he's going like 2 or 3 dates a week. I was like, that's a lot of money. $1,200 for a date? One date?
Why is
you're paying
why is
for
your
coochie.
dating bill and you're single $4,000+ for
But
the
we
month?
exchanged contact information, and then when I realized who he was, I was like, oh.
I want a $1,200 date.
Yeah.
Put me on the roster.
I run through 12.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, the consensus is $50, and if you got it like that, all the way up to $1,200. So don't be afraid to break out that wallet.
Yeah, but
What?
oh, $50. You get $50, and that's max. Anyway,
I think that's max. I
Yeah,
think that's appropriate.
something that I do want to touch on. It's kind of like it was, I don't want to say it was like a controversy, but it was a moment on Twitter that I saw. I recently started following Malik McIntyre. Do you follow him? Do you keep up with him? Or like so it's Malik, DeAndre, and Raymonte. You know where Raymonte?
I know them from. I see them on their vacation they took together.
Yeah. Okay,
they
so I
talk about that.
recently started following
I do
Malik.
know Malik.
Yeah, just because I really like his vibe, and so
Mm-hmm.
I follow him. But they were invited to like Essence.
Yeah, I seen that.
And like there was like a whole like fallout because Raymonte missed his panel that he was supposed to be on, and everyone was like starting to come for
missed
them.
it?
Yeah.
'Cause he was
So
late.
yeah, so because he was late, and so he just completely missed it. But like everyone started to drag them, and I felt like it was really unfair because a lot of the times in the community, in the Black gay community, like there are people who might not represent what you are essentially, but there are people that are making their voices known, making their faces known in the community, and just being more present and like showing the representation.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I hate to always reference this, but I feel like that's what we try to do as well. Just like present a different perspective of being gay, of being Black. And like we got dragged on Twitter, but they just came for them. And I felt like it was really unfair. Like Malik like put out a tweet that said like he was in the military. He ran this like company on his own, and then DeAndre, he graduated from like prestigious school and like just started finding his own career in social media. And then how Raymonte, he's like basically an internet personality.
Yeah.
So do you think that it's fair for us to always critique one another when we're actually in spaces that we are not normally in, and that like we're in a time right now where it's cool to be in those spaces as a Black gay man, but like
And in the forefront and like not a sidekick to someone.
Not to be deep, but I feel like anytime that you are in influence of any regard, whether it's a big influence or a small influence, I feel like you're going to go against people that don't either respect your influence or respect what you're doing. So I think no matter what, those three, they have a certain caliber of people that like look forward to seeing them and are influenced by them. And it may not be the same people that, you know, influence us, but I think it's still respected. I did not know that he missed his Essence. Because didn't he go against Essence?
he did,
earlier
yeah.
this
He
year?
called them out and like had some drama with them
Yeah.
because like
Why did he miss it? He was late.
well, I guess
They
it was
said
part
he
of
was
it.
late
I
or
don't
something.
know why he missed it, but he missed it.
Wow.
But it was just
As
I
somebody
just saw that they were
I spoke
late.
at Essence. First off, shout out to Essence. Because, baby,
Right?
they pay top tier for their panelists and for their moderators. They pay you very well. They take care of you the whole weekend. I want to come back Essence. They really take care
We'll
of
make
you.
sure we make that a trailer.
Yeah, hit me up, Essence. But they really take care of their panelists and their hosts. But also, they run a very tight ship. Like everything is timed to a T. I moderated a panel. The panel was, I think, supposed to be 25 minutes. I went to 27 minutes. It was 4 producers waving me down like, you got to cut it. But that's production.
Yeah.
Right.
You work in production. Y'all
Absolutely,
know work in
yeah.
production. Like, if money on the line, baby, you got to
Right?
get off of
Yeah,
that.
time is money.
Time
Yeah.
is money. So for him to miss that, I think it's very unfortunate because that's such an amazing, Essence is such an amazing opportunity for anybody to get on that
Yeah.
stage and speak, no matter what stage you're on. So for him to miss that, that's like, especially for him to say that he wasn't recognized as much.
Yeah.
And then Essence giving him the opportunity.
Exactly. That's like the part that like shoots him in the foot because he was really trying to make that argument that he is more than a personality and he is an influencer. And the time he got a chance at bat, he dropped the ball.
Yeah.
So
They're they're interesting, like group. I feel like
Yeah,
the three
yeah,
of
yeah.
them. I feel like they all have amazing influence and amazing power, and I think that they're utilizing it in a good way. I don't think we've heard many negative stories about
Yeah.
the three of them at all. They just like to have a good time, and then they
Yeah.
making their money.
Period. Absolutely, they're different. For me, I feel like they're like an inspiration, especially Malik. I like what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of being an influencer, honestly, I feel like anybody on social media is an influencer, just because we're all sharing, content. We're all like sharing our opinions, etc. Blah blah blah. But how did you come to where you are? Like, how did you become a guru of dating? How did you become a producer? And can you also talk about like your film opportunities that you just had, and congratulations on your award.
Thank
So
you.
please just like catch us up to speed on like how you came to be where you are and how you came to LA too.
You know what? So when I moved to Atlanta, I had a great opportunity to work for a magazine in Atlanta. And I just was working as an executive assistant to the editor. I did that job for like 3 weeks, and he was like, yo, this ain't the job for you. I'm nobody's assistant. And I was like, oh, shit, I'm about to get fired. And he was just like, no. He was like, I actually want to make you an entertainment host. Like, you have the personality to be a host. I've always wanted to do television.
You're such a good host.
Thank you.
The mental health matters.
Mm-hmm.
You ate that.
Thank you.
He was really good.
That.
Yeah.
Thank you. So then that's how I shifted over into like doing like entertainment corresponding. And then that led me to like a lot of like different opportunities. And then failed relationships. I was engaged twice. I was engaged twice.
Is that when you decided to do the dating stuff?
Yes, I was always the friend that was like in these committed partnerships at a young age. So I was always giving everybody dating advice. And then my best friend, shout out to my best friend Crystal, she was like, oh, you should be a dating coach. She looked up a program, it was like a 12-week program, took that program, became a certified dating coach and matchmaker. And then that's what started my business, We Find Him, it was just based on heartbreak and me realizing that our generation don't have the correct tools to really like date. But nor do we have the conversations though either. And I think my biggest thing that I want to like continue to do is like have the conversations about dating so that we can like really figure out how to date each other better. Because the problem that we have in LA is the same problem they have in Atlanta, Dallas, and DC, but nobody really talks about it as much.
I mean, but also like just being gay, you don't have those relationships as examples. Like you don't know what to go off of.
Exactly.
So you literally have to make it up yourself. And then it's trial and error at that point.
Plus, we don't really have elders to look to for certain things because we have an entire different element when it comes to the digital and technical age behind it.
This new generation coming up, they will hopefully have it a lot easier
I
than
agree.
us. They will have examples of what like black gay partnership looked like and how to navigate dating and things of that nature. You asked about my film. So my film, Quarantine Love, that project came during quarantine. I was figuring out like, what can I do during quarantine to make my time useful? Came up with a project called Quarantine Love, and then shot it in 2022. And now, let me see, we shot it in 2022, was in our first film festival last year. Now we've been in like 7 film festivals. We just won an award last week for Best LGBTQ plus short film. So it's been like an amazing journey. And now to add like award-winning filmmaker to my resume feels really, really good because that's my passion project and my baby.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love that.
And shout out to Philae, my director, my boo.
Period.
He really helped me put that on. So I appreciate him too.
Word.
That's dope.
What does a curriculum look like for the qualifications to become a matchmaker?
It was a lot of, so there was like a 300-page book and there was a test that you had to take. But it primarily was like defining like different relationship types.
Okay.
And talking about like what type of relationship people kind of look for, the correct way to like match people based on like personality traits, based on physical traits and things of that nature. I would say like I did a certification for like dating coaching and matchmaking, dating coaching and life coaching too. I thought those were a lot more influential in my dating career, my dating coaching career, because it really helped me like realize that like matchmaking people and putting them together is the easy part, but really like coaching people through the dating process, that's where most people need the help. You can hook anybody up.
Kind of like to nurture what you saw in the match. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Have you seen the balloon pop dating show?
Yeah. I actually want to do that.
I
Like,
think it's cute.
Do it for us out here.
I'm actually working on something like that, like to do.
Okay,
out here.
work. We should be a part of it, if
Y'all
if possible.
Y'all want to be like The Bachelor, or y'all want to
shit.
be?
I'll do both.
Oh, you're a commentary.
I'll do both.
I think I'll do the
Ain't no way.
Bachelor.
You would?
Yeah.
I would love this. Okay.
Do we give like relationship vibes or do we give single vibes?
You want to?
Like, do you see hoe or do you see husband?
I would say half and half. Half the couch hoe, half the couch husband.
And which one is where?
I'll let the audience decide. Maybe y'all should put a poll up. Like,
let me ask the audience.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of being a hoe, how do you view sex on the first date? Is it productive to a relationship, or is it the big deal that people make it to be?
Not at this age. I feel like if you're in your 30s, mid-30s, 40s, sex on the first date will not define the entire relationship. I know plenty of people who've had sex on the first date and they've been together for 15, 20 years. Mm-hmm. If the energy and the spark is there, why not explore that sexually? Like, there's nothing wrong with sex on the first date. Right. Would y'all have sex on the first date? I know y'all have.
And do.
Yes.
Yes.
And do.
Are y'all looking for a relationship right now, or?
That's a really good question. Let's
get one thing straight. I'm not looking.
You seem more relationship oriented.
I am.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not in a space to where I would say I'm looking, but I'm open. Mm-hmm. I don't think I ever really want to. Maybe when I get older, this could change, but I don't think I ever really want to be in a space to be looking. I feel like that could make me approach it with a perspective that might be a little frayed. I'm here for anything that like is organic and serving its purpose.
And your brother seems like the playboy.
I'm like learning stuff about myself every day. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even gonna hold you. I feel like I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I do want to be in a relationship. But sometimes like I love the streets.
The streets love you.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't be treated right though.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I feel like I am like low key a playboy, but I'm also a really nice guy. Like I'm very like, if I fuck with you, like I will care for you, like do whatever. But also at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know like if I'll ever find somebody who like I really am connected with.
What's your type?
Physical or like
Altogether.
I really want somebody who is grounded in themselves and like knows who they are, because I know who I am and I'm not an insecure person. We all have our own insecurities, but I'm not an insecure person when it comes to like being in a relationship with somebody. But I do like someone who's grounded in themselves, who really pays attention to their family or has like a working relationship with their family. And I like guys that are like kind of like me, like bearded, funny, like, like a regular but also not regular person. Okay. If that makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
The last guy I seen you with, wasn't that. So
who was it?
What's your type?
Honestly, I don't even remember, because the last time I was out,
you was bending somebody over at Trunks, baby. Yeah, that boy bent over the bench. I was like, what is going on here?
I covered your eyes.
I saw you like twinks. Okay.
You know what? That is a lie.
Don't cut that out.
Sometimes you do. I don't like twinks.
People love to come on here and lie.
Oh, I wish I could have got the video footage. You don't like twinks?
No, I don't. Oh.
My turn. Okay. At least 5'8", but like if I have to, like a 5'7", I can like work with. Probably over like 150 pounds. So like just like nobody like small.
All right.
Hairy. At least like slightly masculine. At least like my level of masculinity. Like I understand I do have a little bit of a purse. I understand I have a little bit of a purse, but I can throw a football and swing my bat.
A butch queen.
Very much a butch queen.
Yeah,
so at least on my level of that. A sense of humor, loyal. I have to be confident. I have to be comfortable about your actions when I'm not in the room. Like that, mainly that, and playing off that word from there.
When last time you were on a good date?
It's kind of been a minute. Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh.
That don't mean that I ain't been getting fed.
Oh, we know you be getting fed, baby. Tell by them thighs.
Okay. I got my moo pants on today, so you can't really see it. But what's your favorite zodiac sign to date, and what's your least favorite?
My favorite zodiac sign to date would either be a Capricorn or Cancer. I love a Capricorn because super grounded men. I love a Cancer. I love emotional men. I love men who are in touch with their emotions.
I'm emotional. I'm very emotional.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a double Aries and a Cancer.
Yeah.
But like erratically, like you don't give.
I'm
like,
about to say yours like you have some anger.
But
attached.
right, you get like you
It's
you
just
give
some heat.
You give like erratic emotions.
You remember when we first met? We were arguing on the street on the sidewalk about Brandy and Monica downtown LA. And
Why would you do that?
We were damn near about to fight.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? You started it.
Why would you do that?
I think it was like a Brandy and Monica. I think you were throwing something. And I was like, why would I come to that?
You came to Full Moon Night?
I didn't come. Because you cussed me out.
No, I didn't. See, again, a lie.
No, we got into it though. It was fun.
I
It was
believe
like
it.
it was fun banter.
Well, unfortunately, that's kind of all we have time for.
We're on a
We
time.
I need a part two.
My phone is blowing up right now.
I need a part two.
There's a lot going on
going
behind
on.
the scenes, and we'll explain as soon as we turn off the recording button. But we appreciate you so much for coming.
What can-
this was a key, and I would love to do this a second time.
Because I need more dating advice.
You absolutely.
But
do.
what can we look forward to like in the coming months or the coming year?
So I would say this. Check out VH1 really soon. I'm not gonna say what show. I don't think I can say yet. But check out VH1 really soon. I'm doing a great some stuff over there.
Period.
Of course, my film Quarantine Love. Praying that we just continue to push it and hopefully it gets picked up by a major network soon. My podcast On a Date Kind of Nervous. We come out every other Monday. So make sure you guys watch, follow, and share that.
Yeah. And where can we find you on
You
social
can find
media?
me on all social media platforms at I am J LAMAR.
Period. And we are Same Mom, Different Dads. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you. Please make sure to leave a comment, subscribe. You can follow us on YouTube at Same Mom, Different Dads Podcast. On social media, we are Same Mom, Diff Dads on all platforms. If you'd like to keep up with me, I have a project coming out. My EP is dropping August 15th at This Is Julian B for all the updates. It's going to be really good. I hope it's going to be really good.
It's going to be good.
And if you want to keep up with me,
What? Go ahead and say your little name.
I like that other voice you did earlier. Do it in that voice.
this one.
Yeah!
All right. If you want to keep up with me, you can catch me on all platforms at C_the third.
So forced.
Ooh! It sounds natural.
That don't
No,
hurt
that's
your throat?
that's natural. I'm good.
All right.
Ooh! All right,
Thank you. We will see you guys
Thank you
next
so much
time.
for watching. All right.
What the fuck?